Welcome back to Chat Like a Native.
Today, we have a really clear goal. We're going to help you cut down on that awkward silence before you speak English.
Right, that hesitation.
Yeah.
And getting rid of it is going to make you sound so much faster and honestly more confident.
We're going to show you how to set up what are, well, basically keyboard shortcuts for your mouth. So when you hear a common question, the right words just kind of jump out automatically.
Yeah, exactly. Stick with us for the next few minutes, and you'll walk away with some practical tools you can start using today.
Okay, let's start with a quick warm-up. We want to give you a natural little phrase that's kind of like a legal cheat code to buy yourself some thinking time. It's called a filler.
A filler, right. So a filler is just a word or a short phrase that sounds natural, and it keeps the conversation flowing while your brain is, catching up.
And the key thing is, it doesn't sound like you're stuck. It sounds like you're thinking, which is totally different.
So let's try this one. It sounds really casual. Just repeat after me. Honestly, probably.
Now notice how those words connect. It's not a stiff, honestly, probably.
No, it flows. It's more like, honestly, probably.
Go ahead and say that out loud a couple of times. Feel that rhythm. That's what signals to the other person, okay, I'm thinking, just give me a second.
Perfect. So use that one. Now let's connect this idea to our biggest challenge today. Moving away from translating everything in your head.
Right. Because the biggest enemy of fluency, it's not really your vocabulary. It's something we call latency.
Latency. That's a great word for it. What does that actually mean for someone listening?
It's just the delay, the time gap between when you hear a question and when you actually start talking.
So if I'm translating the question, thinking of my answer in my own language, then translating it back.
You're adding at least 2 extra steps, and that creates a noticeable pause.
And that's the gap we want to shrink. We talk about a latency ladder.
Yeah.
You want to get from level 3, which is like a 1 to 3 second delay, down to level 2.
Which is less than 1 second. That sub 1 second response time, that's the secret sauce. That's what sounds fluent.
So how do we do it?
The solution is to build what we call instant reply triggers.
I love this keyboard shortcut idea. When I save a file, I don't think about clicking File then Save. My fingers just hit Control-S. It's automatic.
That's exactly what we want your brain to do. You hear a specific cue like a question, and your brain immediately fires a preset chunk of language.
A little pre-made script.
Precisely. Let's use the most common example. Someone walks up to you and says, "How was your weekend?"
Okay.
The old way is to start translating, "How was my weekend?" You're already behind.
But with the trigger.
Your brain just hits the shortcut. Boom. Pretty good, thanks, yours.
That's the microscript. It comes out instantly. It sounds natural. It even asks a question back. You just bought yourself like 5 seconds of thinking time while they answer.
Exactly. You just need to build these for the 20 or so most common things you talk about every day.
Okay, let's try a drill. This is all about speed, right? Low latency.
It is. So I'm going to give you a common cue. I want you to immediately hit back with our target microscript. The phrase is, "Pretty good, thanks. Busy but good. You." You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks. Busy but good. You.
Okay, not bad. That was maybe a 1 second delay. Love 3, you're close.
Okay.
Let's try it again. This time, really focus on starting the instant I stop talking and stress the word busy. So, pretty good, thanks, busy but good. You. Let's go again. How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks. Busy but good. You.
Much better, yes. That was under a second. That feeling right there, that's what we want you to practice. That immediate launch.
Got it. So we figured out how to start fast. But what if I need to say more? You can't just use a 5-word answer for everything.
No, you can't. And that leads us to our second big idea.
Yeah.
How to build out your answer using the 3-layer reply.
Okay, what's that?
We call it elastic speech. The idea is you start small and fast, but you can stretch the answer out if you need to. You only have to plan the first few words, not the whole paragraph.
It sounds like a safety net. The first goal is just break the silence. Say something.
Exactly. So the 3-layer reply gives you the blueprint.
Okay, so layer 1 is the micro reply.
Yep. Just 3 to 5 words to get you talking instantly. Things like, "Sounds good to me," or "I'm leaning yes." They're just for speed.
And once you've said that, you move to layer 2, the core idea.
Right. Now that you're speaking, you state your main point in one clear sentence. For example, "Given last month's data, I think we should keep the same approach."
And then, only if you need it, you add layer 3, the detail.
This is your evidence, your example. You could add, "Orders increased 12% while returns actually decreased. That pattern usually confirms success.
And this all depends on using chunks, right?
The whole thing is built on chunks. Remember, a chunk is a group of words you treat like a single item.
So instead of thinking word by word, I agree with you, I just grab the whole chunk.
That works for me. You fire it as one unit of sound, it's so much faster, and it has that natural rhythm built in.
Let's do a quick substitution drill with these.
Yep.
We want you to say these like they're one quick thought.
Okay.
First, a simple way to agree. Say this chunk. I'm on board.
I'm on board. Yeah, that's nice and decisive.
Now let's try hedging. You know, when you're not 100% sure, say, I'm not fully convinced.
I'm not fully convinced. Ooh, that's a good one. It sounds so much more professional than just saying, I don't know.
Exactly. These are performance tools, not just vocabulary words.
Okay, so we've got the tools. Now we have to talk about what stops them from working. Let's cover the top 3 pitfalls that create that high latency.
All right, pitfall number 1. Trying to ban translation completely. I hear this all the time. Learners think they should never translate.
It sounds like good advice, but it creates so much anxiety. You put all this pressure on yourself, and then you just freeze in a real conversation.
So what's the fix?
It's a controlled translation detox. Look, during a live conversation, your only goal is to keep talking. Use your fillers, use your chunks, just keep the flow.
And the translation.
You do that after the conversation. Go back, look at a sentence that was tricky, and use translation then to upgrade your personal list of chunks for next time. It's a learning tool, not a speaking tool.
That makes so much more sense. I remember doing that, just freezing because I couldn't find the perfect word.
Yes, perfectionism is the enemy here. Okay, pitfall number 2, freezing in silence when you don't know the answer.
The blank moment. Your mind is just empty.
The fix here is to have anti-freeze protocols. These are just pre-planned lines you can say to keep the English flowing even when your brain is stalling.
Can you give an example?
A great one is just to rephrase the question back to them. You could say, so you're asking about the budget timeline, right?
That buys you a few seconds to think, but you're still talking. You're still in the conversation.
Exactly. And pitfall number 3 is ignoring the music of the language. English has a rhythm, a melody. We call it prosody.
Right, and if you say every single word separately, it sounds very robotic.
It does, and it drains your confidence. The fix is to really focus on that prosody. Notice how native speakers link words. We don't say, I am going to. We say, I'm gonna.
Or wanna instead of want to.
Yes. When you start linking words like that, the replies just sort of fall out of your mouth more naturally. Shadowing is great for this, just listening and repeating exactly what you hear.
All right, let's see if this is all sinking in. It's time for a quick comprehension check.
Okay, question 1. What's the technical term for that time delay, the gap between hearing a question and starting to speak?
It starts with an L.
The answer is latency. If you got that, excellent.
Question 2. In the 3-layer reply, which layer do you use to start speaking immediately?
The very first one, the fastest one.
That's layer 1, the micro reply. Nice job if you remembered that.
And final question. If your mind goes totally blank, what's a simple phrase, an anti-freeze phrase you can use to buy time out loud?
We mentioned a few.
A great one is, let me think out loud for a second. Just having that ready to go is so powerful.
Fantastic. If you got 2 or 3 of those right, you're definitely on the right track.
So let's wrap this all up with 3 key takeaways and a challenge for you to do right after this.
Takeaway 1. Stop thinking about single words. Start building if-then triggers. If they ask about your weekend, then you say your preset line.
Takeaway 2, use chunks. Phrases like, that works for me. Use them as a single unit instead of translating word by word.
And takeaway 3, always have an anti-freeze line ready. Something like, let me think out loud for a second, so silence never wins.
Okay, now for your challenge. We call it the 60-second practice challenge.
As soon as we finish here, for just 1 minute, we want you to start the Narrate workout. That means you live comment on your own actions in English.
Yeah, you say out loud everything you're doing. It can be super simple.
Like, okay, I'm putting my phone down. Now I'm standing up. I'm walking to the door.
The point isn't to be interesting. The point is to connect your real world directly to English, with no translation step in between. Just try it for 60 seconds. It feels weird at first, but it's incredibly effective.
Thank you so much for joining us today and really working on this. We hope you could already feel a little bit of a difference.
Just keep practicing those triggers and chunks. The more you use them, the more they become a natural part of how you speak.
Next time, we're going to look at how tiny words like just and maybe can totally change the tone of your English, especially at work. We'll show you how to sound both polite and persuasive.
See you next time on Chat Like a Native.